What's up, guys? It's JTB Game or JBeebs, depending on what channel you watch on. Welcome, everyone, to this first and ultimately final episode of Lions Franchise Mode. I was planning on this being a series, but as you'll see, with the success that we had, there was really no point to go from here. So, looking at the team starting off, they are a 78 overall. They have a 77 overall offense and 80 overall defense. I have gone for the strategist, again, because I did not know this would only take one season. I wanted to make sure that I was an expert scout to find some very good players through the draft. Looking at our schemes, I've decided I want to have this team be an air raid offense, as I just feel that is what's going on in the NFL now, and that's what's going to work best. And I want to play a 3-4 defense. Looking at the team, the only improvements that I feel like we can make is on the offensive line, as we have amazing tight ends, amazing wide receivers, a very deep running back group, and Matthew Stafford at quarterback. Defensively, the only thing I would improve is the linebackers. They are a couple of young guys that have good potential in this league. However, at this current moment, they're just not that good. And we have an amazing corner group, amazing secondary in general, and a very good defensive line. Special teams, we have the great Matt Prater at kicker, which I do not ever plan on changing. And Fox, our punter, is someone I might look to replace, but is not that high of a priority. So we made a trade where we got rid of Kerryon Johnson in order to receive draft picks from the New England Patriots. Again, I did not know that this was only going to be one season. And I've signed Tyree Jackson to be our third string backup quarterback, as we only have Matthew Stafford and another backup on the team. I've also signed Clay Johnston to add some depth to the middle linebackers, along with Joe Bracci Jr. So for this season, I honestly did not expect much from this team, so I did decide to only commit to 4 wins this year. But we did end up somehow finishing with 10 wins, finishing first in the division at a 10-6. We did finish 8th in the league, and we do have one of the best teams in the league, the New Orleans Saints, in our conference, so we will most likely have to go through them at one point. We now will get the first playoff game in Lions history in almost forever, as we kick off against the Chicago Bears in the NFC Divisional Round. On the 9-yard line, the Bears have the ball with 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Trubisky hands it off. It's actually a play-action fake before the ball is caught by Allen Robinson in the end zone, as the Bears are able to score and convert the extra point, as they are now up 7-0 early in the game. On 2nd and 9, with the quarter winding down, we have the ball on the 12-yard line. Stafford snaps the ball. He then is able to get the ball away. However, it is intercepted by Trevathan, as that is a costly turnover for us, as we are already trailing in the game. After getting the ball back, we now have the ball on 4th and goal, as we make the gutsy call to go with the fullback dive, and Bryant is able to get that touchdown as we tie the game up at 7-7 right before the 2-minute warning. We got some very bad news starting the third quarter, as our starting center Ragnow will be out for the game. After our first drive of the third quarter stalled out, the Bears drove down the field and they have the ball on 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. Trubisky drops back and he throws it into Jimmy Graham, who catches it in the end zone to put the Bears up 14-7. With the first play of the fourth quarter, we have the ball on 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Stafford audibles to a play. He is then able to find the wide open Galladay in the end zone, as we now tie the game up at 14-14. On 4th and 13 at the 22-yard line with 3.5 minutes left in the game, the Bears will be kicking a field goal. The snap is back, and the field goal is good, as the Bears are now up 17-14. Just before the 2-minute warning, we are quickly driving down the field. We audible to 4 verts. Stafford drops back in the pocket. He has some time. He then unloads a bomb up for Galladay, and Galladay is able to come down to touchdown, that means we will now be up 21-17 right before the 2-minute warning. On 4th and 7, this is the Bears' final chance to stay alive in the game. Trubisky snaps the ball. The ball is thrown. However, the pass is incomplete. As the clock winds down, we will end up going on to win this game at 21-17. This was a very hard-fought game. It was a very back and forth game. However, our defense came up clutch when we needed to, and we will advance in the playoffs as we head to the divisional round. In the divisional round, we will be facing the Atlanta Falcons. Just a couple of minutes into the game, we will be kicking a field goal with Matt Prater on 4th and 13 from the 18-yard line. The ball's back, Prater kicks it, and it goes right through the uprights as we were up 3-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. We now have the ball on 1st and 10 from the 18 just after the second quarter starts. Stafford goes up to the line of scrimmage, snaps the ball, drops back, throws it into our tight end Hawkinson. Hawkinson breaks a tackle before he gets around a defender and barrels his way into the end zone as we are now up 10-0 just into the second quarter. On 2nd and goal from the 6, we have to stop the Atlanta offense with just 40 seconds left in the half. Matt Ryan snaps the ball. He is then able to find Julio Jones in the back of the end zone to put the Falcons at 7 points, meaning we are now up 13-7. Late in the third quarter, the Falcons have a field goal with a chance to make this a one-possession game. The kick is up, and Vinatieri makes it as we are now only up 13-10. On 2nd and goal, we no huddle from the goal line formation on the 1-yard line. Stafford snaps the ball and is again another fullback dive as Bryant is able to score another touchdown as we are now up 20-10. On 4th and 1 from the 6, the Falcons have elected to go with the field goal. However, we do go for safe man as we do not trust them. The ball is snapped, and Vinatieri makes the field goal as we are now up 20-13. After the Falcons failed onside and us just running the ball and getting a first down, we are now going to win the game 20-13, meaning we will advance to the NFC Championship game. In the NFC Championship game, we will be playing at the New Orleans Saints, meaning this is probably going to be an extremely hard game for us. On our first drive, we have gotten into the 5-yard line on 1st and goal. Stafford drops back. He is able to throw it to our tight end Hawkinson, who is wide open, and he gets into the end zone as we are now up 7-0 very early in this game. On our second drive of the game, it is 3rd and 10 from the 10-yard line. Stafford lines up. He snaps the ball. He rolls out to his right before he is able to find Amendola in the end zone to put us up 14-0 just a few seconds after the second quarter started. The Saints will now be kicking a field goal from the 23-yard line after the 2-minute warning on 4th and 12. The ball is snapped back. Lutz kicks it, and it goes through the uprights as we are now up 14-3. Towards the end of the third quarter, the Saints have the ball on our 9-yard line on 1st and goal. Breeze now has his X factor. He drops back. It's a run to Kamara. Kamara is then able to somehow get through our defense, as we are now only up 14-10. We would be up 14-10, but the Saints are going to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. They line up in the single back. The ball is snapped. It is not a handoff to Kamara. The ball is instead thrown to a wide open Jared Cook, as it is now 14-11, and we are only up by 3 points. On 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, with almost no time left in the game, I've elected to go for it, as we will again look to score with a fullback dive. Stafford lines up. He attempts a fake snap. He hands it off to Bryant, and Bryant scores the touchdown to put us up 21-11. On 4th and goal, the Saints have the ball on the 5-yard line. Drew Brees is in the shotgun. He snaps the ball. He's then able to find Emmanuel Sanders, who mosses our middle linebacker, to make the game 21-18. The Saints will now be looking to do an onside kick with Thomas Morstead. He kicks the ball. Our player does not pick it up as it bounces off his leg, and the Saints get the ball. With just 6 seconds left, the Saints have the ball on their own 33. At this point, it's do or die situation. We line up in the prevent. The ball is snapped. Drew Brees is under pressure, so he throws it early, and that pass ends up being incomplete, meaning that we have won this game 21-18, and we've just booked our trip to the Super Bowl. Don't ask me how, but this is truly something that only can happen in Madden, as it will be a Lions and Browns Super Bowl. Just over a minute into the game, we have the ball on the 7-yard line, as Stafford drops back in the shotgun. He snaps the ball, and is able to find Marvin Jones Jr. across the middle to put us up 7-0 very early on in this game. We now have another chance to put the team up big, as we have the ball on the 5-yard line on 1st and goal with just under a minute in the game. The ball is handed off to Adrian Peterson, and Peterson is able to find the end zone, as we are now up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter of the Super Bowl. The Browns now have the ball on the 1st and 10 on the 41 with just a couple of seconds left in the first quarter. Baker Mayfield hands the ball off to Chubb. Chubb is able to bounce off the first tackler, somehow escape those players, and he's able to score in the end zone, as we are now only up 14-7. About 4 minutes left in the third quarter, the Browns have the ball on the 10-yard line. Nick Chubb does have his X factor, and Baker Mayfield hands off to Nick Chubb. Chubb is then able to get into the end zone, as we are now tied 14-14. The Browns have the ball on their 6-yard line, as on 3rd and 4. Baker Mayfield steps back. He throws the ball. However, Okudah gets the interception and gets the pick 6, as we are now up 21-14, thanks to that pick 6 by our first overall pick, Okudah. With just over 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Matt Prater steps up to send the field goal through the uprights, and he is able to do so, meaning we are up 10 points with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. On 4th and 11 from their 15, the Browns will elect to kick the field goal. The ball is snapped, their kicker steps up, and he puts it through the uprights, as we are now up a touchdown with 25 seconds left in the game. The Browns will now look to do an onside kick. Considering the fact that we have already conceded an onside kick this year, I am very skeptical of this play. However, we are able to recover this one, and we have the ball with about 22 seconds left on the 49-yard line. After kneeling the ball and then punting it, the Browns have the ball on the 23-yard line with no timeouts with 10 seconds left. Baker Mayfield lines up in the shotgun. He throws the ball out wide to his receiver, his tight end, Austin Hooper. However, he is tackled inbounds, and since he cannot get back to the line of scrimmage, that means that we will win the game and win the Super Bowl. And now, somehow, we have gotten the Detroit Lions in the first season with no signings to win the Super Bowl. This is an amazing accomplishment, especially for the franchise, as they are now no longer Super Bowl-less, as Matthew Stafford, the franchise quarterback, gets to lift his first Lombardi trophy. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I honestly was expecting this to be a series. That being said, I have a new series in the works that should be coming out soon with the Miami Dolphins. So if you want to check out that series, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. And see you all later.